give me the presenter role.
No, not yet. You're doing the slides.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. We're going to get started. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Andrea. I am the head of support and training here at Payment Evolution. I also have Kinga with me. Kinga's having a little challenge with her voice today, so she's just going to be background support. So if you have any questions, she can answer them in the questions box, but she's going to be quiet today, which is a nice change. So today we're going to be talking about ePay direct deposit. So ePay is one of our most used services. Regardless of what plan you're on and what plan you've chosen, ePay is always available to you. Sometimes it's included in the fees, sometimes it's not, so we're going to go over the fees. And really we want you to understand how setting up direct deposit is going to make your employees so much happier. If you're integrated with accounting software, you can use our business payments program. And additionally, kind of the process of how to get started and what you need to know about doing ePay. So first things first, we're going to talk about the fees. So ePay has a one-time setup fee of $55. Now, we say one-time, this is per bank account, and this is your bank account that we're debiting the funds from, so your company bank account. If you need to set up multiple bank accounts, you will pay that $55 fee again. So it is a one-time per bank account setup fee. After that, it's just 50 cents a transaction. So Kinga's broken this down really nicely for us. We've got a 50-cent debit fee. So we debit the fees each pay run. We debit the amount, and it's a 50-cent per deposit fee. So let's use an example where we have 5 employees. That would equal 6 transactions, 1 debit and 5 deposits, for a total of $3 per pay run. Additionally, we offer remittance services, which are optional. Remittance services means that we will pay and file your government remittances for you. This is a flat rate of $2.50 per pay run. So if we had our 5 employees at $3 a pay run and we had remittance services on there, it would be a total of $5.50 per pay run. These fees are not taxable when we're working with it like this. When we're talking about clients who are on our Plus plan and above, the $1.50 per employee per pay run includes ePay fees and remittance services. So you won't pay that 50 cents a transaction. You also won't pay the remittance per the $2.50 per pay run for the remittance fee. That's all included in this $1.50 per employee per pay run. What you do need to know for the Plus plan has a $99 setup fee. Again, it's one time. If you need to set up an additional bank account, you'd be looking at that $55 fee. And I'm going to say about 98% of the time, most people never change bank accounts. So if you're in that 2%, you need to add another one. You just are aware that the fees are there. So other than that, we are going to go ahead and move forward, and I am going to show you a variety of things. So I am going to start with how to sign up for ePay. So ePay is required if you're on our green plan. It is also required for setup on the Plus plan. The green plan, it's required because the green plan is truly a green plan. There is no paper, so there is no check report, and it is a paperless plan. And in being paperless and environmentally friendly and truly green, we say you should be moving money electronically rather than wasting time and energy and paper by writing checks. So when you're on the green plan, you'll be prompted to sign up for it. When you're on the Plus plan, this is how we collect the $1.50 per employee per pay run fees. So it's also a requirement to sign up for it. You don't have to use it on the Plus plan, but you do need to sign up for it so we can collect the plan fees. So how do I sign up? That's the first thing we're going to go over. So I can sign up by starting at PaymentEvolution.com and going to the very bottom of the page and clicking on ePay under our services. This will take me to the ePay page. It's got all my fees listed here. These are the general fees. This is not the Plus plan fees, so you can check our plans page for the Plus plan fees because it's different. We don't bill for the individual per transactions. And you see all the other fees that might happen if there's a reject or a rush for a remittance or an NSF on your bank account. All those things, all those fees are listed here. And you can click the PDF to download the ePay application. But maybe you don't want to go to paymentevolution.com. Maybe you already have an account. So there's a couple of ways within your account to sign up. So I'm going to log into an account that does not have ePay set up, and I'm going to show you the various ways that we can sign up for it. So I'm logged into my account, and look right here, it says direct deposit, sign up. It's right on your dashboard. If you are not signed up for direct deposit, you will always see this when you log in. You will also see a notification that says complete and submit direct deposit forms, and it tells me my status, and I can download the PDF now. If I click on direct deposit sign up, it will ask me if I want it to download the PDF or email the PDF to me. So I can choose either option, and I will get the PDF. The PDF contains the instructions with the information on what is required for supporting documents and the application itself. So all you have to do is fill that out, send it in to us, and we will get that started for you. One further place that you can get ePay, the application, is, let's say you miss it here and you're adding your company, you're signing things up, and you're putting your details in for your company. Your payroll options, where you've got kind of the bulk of your company set up here, you will always default to checks if you don't have it set up. But if you want direct deposit and you see this default payment type is check, you can click on the button to set up direct deposit right here. So there's lots of different ways to get that application form. And all you have to do is send it back in with the supporting documentation. And it usually takes us about 2 to 3 business days to get it set up for you. We do actually verify your bank account with your bank contact. And so that's why it takes a little bit of extra time. We think it's really important to ensure that the details are correct. One of the biggest questions we get when people are thinking about ePay or they've just signed up is, what is the lead time from when I run payroll to when my employees get paid? Our lead time is 4 business days. And I know this seems like a long time, but I'm going to explain why. And a lot of times if we understand why, it makes a lot more sense. So we are what is called a no-risk payments provider. The Canadian banking system puts a category of no-risk providers and how it needs to work if you are a no-risk provider. So what I mean by no risk is that we do not pay your employees until the funds are physically in our bank account. So we ensure that it clears from your bank account, and then we pay your employees. This takes 4 business days, unfortunately. This is not our rules. This is the Canadian banking system that has initiated these rules, and it determines the time period in which we get a notification if there is an NSF. An NSF is non-sufficient funds, meaning it bounced out of your account. So until we know that time period has passed and we have not gotten an NSF, we cannot pay the employees, and we physically check for the funds hitting our account, and then we pay your employees. So I know 4 days seems like a long time, but there is a reason behind it. There are some companies out there that do provide a funding service, but if you NSF with them, the fees can be astronomical. So our general rule of thumb is don't run payroll with ePay if the funds aren't in your account. Okay? So, and then the 4 days. It is, as an example, a lot of people pay on a Friday. So if you'd like your employees paid on a Friday, you need to submit your payroll no later than noon Eastern time on Monday. Okay? After that, now that you know the lead time, you know how to sign up, you know how to get your forms and how to sign up, what are you going to see on your dashboard once you've signed up? So I'm going to log into an account that has ePay already set up and show you what it looks like. So in this account, I've got ePay already set up. Let me just make sure I'm still in it. I might have logged out. Let me log back in so I can show you guys a few things. Okay. So I am still logged in. I'm going to go to my home account, my home button. So on the home page of my account, I'm always seeing the next cutoff that's about to happen. So right now, I have a cutoff of tomorrow for payment Thursday next week, always noon Eastern time. So it's always showing me what's the next available payment date based on when I'm in the system, because we look at the date and time of when you're in the system. Down below, we'll usually see, this is a test account, so I do apologize. We do see our next remittance due date is July 15th. I have this company set up as a monthly remitter. If we're doing remittances for you, this is just an FYI. If we're not doing remittances for you, do pay attention to that date. Make sure you remit on time. So after that, once you're signed up, you are going to see a bank account in your company profile. So once we activate your bank account for you and we've approved your application for ePay, what we do is we set up your payments profile here. So this is what we would see. So you don't need to fill out your payments profile details. If you're setting up ePay, we will fill this out for you. So we've set up the account and we've put the information in and it's ready to go. And so you can always see which account you have here. Now, maybe you have multiple accounts. You can set one as a default. And so the payroll will always pull that one as the default. Or what if you need a shorter lead time than the 4 days that's given based on regular direct deposit? Well, you can absolutely do that. We do have other options. So if you need to add bill payment, which for just a $10 fee, you can get a 2.5-day lead time. So we're going to go back to our paying employees on Friday example. You can submit the pay run and send the bill payment to us no later than end of business day on Tuesday. We can pay the employees for Friday. So that gives you an extra kind of day and a half. Or if you want to use wire transfer, there's a $30 fee for us to receive a wire transfer. Your bank may charge you to send it as well, so please be aware of that. It's really if you absolutely need it and you really miss the deadline, or you're a bigger company and the fees are negligible when you're looking at the overall extra time that you're gaining. You just be aware of what might happen up front. The wire transfer, as long as we receive it by noon Eastern time on Wednesday, we can pay the employees for Friday. So it gives you an extra 2 days, and you can send it so it hits our account instantly, and so that we do receive it by noon Eastern time on Wednesday. So the fees aren't terrible, and if you need that extra time, it's always worth it. We have lots of clients who use these services. So I know what you're thinking. This is awesome. How do I add this to the account? Well, you have to have ePay set up. You always have to have a bank account set up first. So you fill out your ePay application, you send it in. Once it's activated, you can come to your company settings, which is your gear icon on the top right, and select payroll options. Once on select company profile. Once on company profile, we're going to select the payments profile, and we are going to add a bank account. When we add it, the payment source type will always default to bank, but we can choose wire or bill payment and simply say save. Bill payment is available through every bank in Canada, and it is when you have it set up, when you first go to sign in, so it's almost all credit unions. If your credit union doesn't have PaymentEvolution as a payee, when you go into your pay bills and transfer funds area, you would add PaymentEvolution as a payee. It's all one word, so please make note of that. Your account number will show up on this page. So when you're setting up that account within your bank, you're going to get this account number and attach it when you're creating us as a payee. And if your credit union that you use is not listed, or you can ask them to add us. We work with a lot of credit unions. They know who we are, and sometimes they just haven't done it, and nobody's asked them to. So if you're the first one and you ask them, they're generally really great with the turnaround and adding us. So it really is a fantastic service. You can set it as a default. or not. You can also choose wire payment from in here as well, add it and save it. So, and if you choose the wire, all your wire details will be there as well on where to send the money and what you need to know. So company settings, company profile, payments profile. Once ePay is set up, you can add these additional services as well on your own. You don't need to contact us. So now that we've added it, let's talk about what happens in payroll. So I'm going to run a quick payroll. I'm going to close the period because I always like to start fresh. And I want to point out what happens at the end of the payroll and the additional options that you have. So I'm going to click Submit. I'm just going to pay one employee just to make things simple. We want to move on because we're talking about ePay today. We want to look at how the payments option works. So we're just going to get to that payments page of the pay run. And here we see what we've got. So this is currently defaulting to my electronic payment date. My electronic payment date is the date that my employees will be paid. It is defaulting to however I have it set within my payments profile, whichever is my default payment type, which was my bank, and it will set it to the next available payment date based on when I'm running it. What you need to know is if you've set up bill payment or wire, if you change that, you can now change this to an earlier date. I am going to apologize because I am in a test account and I cannot do it in this account, but if I was in a live account, I would open the calendar and I would have the 27th and the 28th as an option as well, and I could choose them. So if you change the bank information from the bank to a wire or a bill payment, please open up the calendar for electronic payments date and you can select an earlier date at that point. It will not change it for you automatically. You need to select the date. Okay, so I'm going to say it again. If you change your bank information on the payments page of the pay run to bill payment or wire, please go up to the electronic payments date field and change the date to the date that you want it. Okay? Once you do that, we go ahead and finish the pay run. And we're going to get a notification that, we're going to get a notification as to what is going to be debited out of our bank account, the date that it will be debited, and what it's for. Sorry, I seem to be having a little bit of trouble with my test account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on and show you the reports. So again, this is not that approved messaging that you're seeing would not be something you would see in a live account. This is a test development site, but I can't have, the reason we use these is we can't have a ePay account associated with a live account without it actually being live. So we do have to use test accounts for our ePay reports. So that being said, if you've watched our training session, I think it was our last one, which was our 3 favorite reports. We talked about the ePay direct deposit report because it truly is one of our favorite reports. So this is where you find out everything that's coming out of your bank account. To find it, you're going to go to reports and then ePay direct deposit under payments. What you're going to see on the top line is a list of what was processed, for how much, and the method. The method would either be bank, bill payment, or wire. So you would know how the funding is supposed to take place. Please note, with a bill payment and a wire, you need to send us the funds. with bank, we will take the funds out of your account. So if you finalize a payroll that's set to bank, great. What happens at that point is you're done. If you finalize a payroll set to bill payment or wire, you need to go and log into your bank and send us the funds. So the method will be listed here, and we click on the details, and down below it's going to show us what's happened with regards to the money that's come out of our bank account. So whether we're sending it or you're sending it to us, doesn't matter. It will show us the details. It'll show us the employees that were paid. It will show us the remittance amounts. If you are in Quebec, I believe it will break down the CRA and the MRQ remittances, and then any fees or taxes that are associated with it. So if you're on our Plus plan and you're paying that $1.50 per employee, it will break out your fees and your taxes. If you're on the business plan, you will see payroll, remittance, and fees, and you'll see that 50 cents a transaction and that $2.50 for the remittance period. Or sorry, for the remittance service fee. That is it. This is all you need to do. So when you sign up for an account, use ePay. And just to go over some of the great advantages of ePay, I want to give you a quick idea of what it costs your business to not use ePay. To not use ePay, you are writing checks. And studies have proven that the average check costs a business $20 to $50 each to write, administer, hand out, wait for it to clear, then reconcile it, and you're going back and forth between your accountant or your bookkeeper and you, and oh my gosh, what if a check gets lost? And what if somebody wrote it and left it on their desk? There are so many scenarios that these, and all of these cost you money, because when you start looking at your time as a business owner in a dollar amount, you will see that checks are wasting money because they're wasting your time. And you sign up for ePay, it's cheap. It's only 50 cents a transaction, so it's way cheaper than that $20 to $50 a check. It's easy. Employees get paid directly into their bank account, and employees love it. I can't tell you how many times it makes me crazy when somebody writes me a check and I have to go to the bank and deposit it. It makes me absolutely crazy. And I don't care if I have the mobile thing where I can take a picture of it. Doesn't matter. It still makes me crazy. I don't want to check. I love that on payday, my money is in my bank account and I don't even have to think about it. And it is such, your employees will love you for it. And if you sign up for ePay and you're integrated with Xero, Cashew, or QuickBooks Online, you can use our bill payment service or business payment service, which allows us to pull your vendor invoices from your accounting program and pay them directly into your vendor bank account. So you just need ePay set up for it, and that's it. So now you know how to set it up. Now you know what it's going to look like. What are you waiting for?